Algonquin Provincial Park, located in Ontario, Canada, is the oldest provincial park in the country. The park boasts a diverse ecosystem with animals like moose, black bears, and beavers, making it a prime spot to observe wildlife. Algonquin's backcountry camping provides a true wilderness experience with over 1,900 campsites scattered across its interior, accessible by canoe, kayak, or hiking. Good morning. We just got to Acre Campground in Algonquin Park, and we're starting the Eastern Pines Trail, and tonight we'll be staying at the High Falls Campground. We're pretty excited to get going. Our drive here took about 6.5 hours. We left yesterday, which was Friday the 22nd of September, and we drove 4.5 hours to the town of Maynooth and stayed in a somewhat sketchy hostel. And then this morning we got up around 7 and drove the last 2.5 hours to the trailhead here in Algonquin Park. It's about 10:40 a.m. at the moment and around 12 degrees Celsius. Feeling like perfect hiking weather so far. I think it's supposed to go up to 22, so we'll see how many layers we end up shedding. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning.
So we're just about to fill up some water, our first fill up of the trip. We didn't bring any water with us because we thought we'd fill up at the hotel and then at Tim Hortons. We never filled up anywhere. So now that we've started the trail with 0 water, we are now filling up. I'm about to pull some water out of this nice looking lake, but pretty stagnant. And then from there, we will have lots of water. So you can see our nice brown lake water. There we go. So this should come out clean.
We are using the Platypus Gravity Works water purifier with a 2-liter reservoir bag. We will be doing a 20-kilometer loop trail, half of which we'll be doing today, and we'll have one night in the Algonquin Backcountry tonight, and then tomorrow morning we'll get up early and hike the 10 kilometers or so back out to the car. It's so cool how all the rocks are stuck in the roots. So we're just over 2 kilometers in now, and I am a little bit out of breath, but I'm just walking pretty fast. The trail itself is, mostly flat. There hasn't been any real up and down hills just yet. Oh, mushroom break. This is for Dave because his favorite thing is when people show the flora. Anyways, there hasn't really been a whole lot of up and down on the trail, but lots of rocks, lots of roots, a few little precarious bridges to cross little tiny streams, and it's just so quiet out here. We saw a couple other people start just before us, but haven't heard them. They had a dog too. Haven't heard anything. It's so secluded, and it just feels so good to be out here. Love having hiking poles. Wasn't sure if I was going to feel silly with knowing ahead of time that there wasn't going to be a lot of up and downhill, but something about hiking poles, just personally, we both feel it just makes the hike easier. So, gonna keep using these. I often wonder how much wildlife you just walk right past without even noticing, because you have to constantly keep your eyes at your feet so you don't trip over a root or slip on a rock and wreck your ankles. So every, 30 seconds or so, I find myself just quick pause, take a look around, see what's actually happening around you, and then start going again. So we're just over halfway to our campsite. It's been just over 2 hours since we left the car. So probably about an hour and 40 minutes of actual hiking, because we did stop to do that water filtration at the beginning. We have about 2 kilometers until the turnoff for us to take the side trail to our campsite. And we're interested to see how clearly marked they are, because just a little ways back we passed through what looked like a campsite, but there wasn't any real tenting spots and it wasn't marked at all. So we're not sure if it was actually a site and there was just no marking for it, or if it just wasn't a site and people were just having a campfire there at some point. So yeah, hopefully we can find our spot. We've been hiking for just over 8 kilometers and we finally got to the side trail that'll take us to our campsite. We haven't stopped to take a break for lunch or anything yet. It is basically 1:30 in the afternoon now. Definitely looking forward to getting to the campsite, having some lunch, and then setting up our tent and exploring the area.
Actually, this here is not bad.
So we've made it to our campsite for the night, and they do actually have them labeled. What's great is we've got a water source.
It's hard to get water at this.
Oh no, right down the base of our campsite. There's a ton of frogs. What's up, dude? They just don't care. Oh, he cared a little. Oh, so does he. And we're not completely alone out here, which is kind of nice. It still feels private, which is really great. But sometimes it's also nice not to feel alone in the woods. While Dave's filtering water, do a little campsite tour. We've got a little campfire area, so we'll probably do one of those later. Dave's just going down there to get some more water, right on the lake. At first glance, we thought, oh no, this is on quite a slant, this campsite. But we do think that this could be a good place to set up the tent. It's mostly flat. We'll see where we end up deciding to set up the tent, but after we filter the water, we're gonna have some lunch. So we are starving. So my lunch this afternoon is Good Thins crackers, some black diamond cheese sticks, and not all of these, but a couple of these pepperoni sticks. Probably kind of hard to see, but there's some little otter guys right there. Oh my goodness. Oh, they're so cute. Bear hang attempt number 1.
All right.
Take 2. There we go.
Nice.
Did it.
It's up in the tree. We were going to do a PCT hang. We use a stick, feed it back up the line to get caught in the carabiner. But then we got lazy. So we just did tie to a tree. Line. Food.
So now that we have our tent and everything set up, we had something to eat, we laid down for a little bit just to relax. We're now going to do I think it's just under a kilometer each way to the High Falls waterfall. So it's like an extra little hike, and there should be a cool waterfall at the end. Oh, you can hear the waterfall. So this was kind of like the top of the falls. There's like a natural water slide and everything. I just dunked my feet in. I didn't actually go fully swimming, but now we're actually going to go hike over and find the actual high falls, which is supposed to be about a 50-foot waterfall. We're a little smoky, but we've got fire. My dinner tonight is beef soup. Hey Dave, what are you having for dinner?
I'm having red curry noodles.
Is it good?
It is actually. Out of all the food I brought, it's probably the best.
Nice. Nice fire.
Thanks.
It's got some nice coals going. It's pretty hot.
Very hot.
The aftermath of last night's sleep. And it's currently very foggy.
Watch your step.
Good morning. It's just after 8 and we're back on the trail, hiking back to the car. Should be about another 10 kilometers today. And I'm currently walking through all of the spider webs. I've been using my hiking poles to like try and clear the path. We got up this morning and we're completely packed up by around 8 a.m. We've been hiking for maybe 15 minutes already. Tree. We're just having protein bars and stuff like that anyway, snacky things, so we can eat that while we go. That's basically it. Just hiking back. Yuck. Knowing that it normally takes us at least a couple of nights to get comfortable sleeping on the air pad and in a sleeping bag and everything like that, I actually slept pretty well. I probably slept on and off for about 7 hours, which is pretty good. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I did have to get up once in the night to go to the washroom, and I have to say using one of those pee-style devices is life-changing. It is so much easier than having to fully drop everything to squat in the woods. We're starting to see some of those fall colors. The rest of the hike back looked mostly like this. By the time we got to the car, we were exhausted and focused on the 6-hour drive back home.